Have you ever caught yourself saying, there's not enough time in the day, I don't have enough time, if only I had more time?
Truth is, everyone has 24 hours in a day. So time is easier to find than you think.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So go grab your cup of coffee and join us right back here because we're going to share with you 3 must-dos that are going to help you find more time.
Coffee with Mojo in the morning.
Hey, you're here. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Molly Ann Luna.
And I'm your co-host, Javon Luna.
Do you have anything to say after that? Why the winking?
And today, we are going to talk to you about how to find the time in your life. See, play on the words.
But first, take a moment. Take some time to go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can always be notified when our latest episodes drop.
Okay, first thing you need to recognize is that you have time.
You have time!
You don't need to look for it. You have time. Your eyes wake up, you have time.
It's here, it's right here. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. So why is it that some people are more successful, more productive, and manage their time better than others?
Because I would say that people aren't managing their time, they're managing themselves.
Ooh, that was good. I feel like you should tweet that.
Yeah, people need to manage themselves and not their time.
Mm-hmm. Manage you, for sure. So tell me, in your opinion, what does that look like?
Well, I can tell you what it doesn't look like. Actually, I can tell you what it looks like. Managing you can be you sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day, playing video games on your phone, kicking it, chilling. That's you managing you. You know, some would say that that's a poor job. I would. But some would say that's a poor job. Now, you managing you can also look like waking up at 5:30 in the morning, doing your meditation, exercising, going through your agenda list and all that other stuff, and then going throughout your day and knocking stuff out and kicking ass. That is also managing you. Both are ways to manage you, but one is more productive than the other.
So that ties right into our next point, is that what you've really got to do is you've got to make a priorities list. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you an example. I have a client inside of my Online Authority Academy who was just like, Molly Ann, the way that you work in your online business is like, just moves too fast for me. I don't have enough time to get the things done that you say that I need to get done to build my 6-figure business. Well, to that I say, well, what are your priorities? Are your priorities to actually go out there and, change people's lives for the better? This particular person's a health and wellness coach. Do you really want to help people lose weight? Well, you kind of got to start with yourself. You got to be able to set your priorities and say, is binge watching the latest series of Black Mirror on Netflix my priority, or is getting my email sequence put out there? Is booking keynote speaking gigs my priority?
I would even say that everybody, whether you're happy with your life or not, are actually getting their priorities done every day.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Getting your priorities done?
Yeah, everybody gets their priorities done every day.
I think I know where you're going with this. All right, let's go.
Because if you're binge watching Netflix every single day,
that's your priority.
That's your priority. If
I
you're,
see what you did.
Yeah, if you're making sure that you get in the line before everyone else does to go buy the new pair of Jordans, that was your priority. Whether you spent time with your family or you didn't, whatever you did other than that was your priority.
Oh, that's such a good one. You can't be somebody who says like, I wish my family was closer and all about my family, but then you're not being the one to actually make the time for them.
Every single day you're satisfying your priorities, and if you're not happy with what your day is doing, then you need to check your priorities.
Correct.
So that's the truth of it all. What I'm trying to get everyone to recognize is that you're not a victim in this. You're not a victim in this at all.
That's so hard to hear sometimes, right? Because we want to be like, but why isn't my career taking off? Why isn't my business growing? Why doesn't my family love me?
Because it's so easy to say I don't have time, as opposed to saying I didn't manage myself properly within a 24-hour window.
That's true.
That bites.
Can I tell you a short story? I don't know if it'll be short, but I'll try.
Tell me a long story.
I love Netflix. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Netflix. Maybe this is on Hulu. But my wake up moment, my oh crap, Molly, and get your stuff together moment was because I was in that realm of just binge watching television. And it was The Handmaid's Tale. It was the pilot episode, and it was only like the first 5 minutes in when, what's her name? I forget her name.
Offrey.
No, her real name, June.
June.
When June's running through the woods with her daughter in her arms, and I'm like sitting there binge watching this, but then feeling frustrated that my business isn't like more financially successful at the time. And so I turned off the TV and I said, no, this is not my priority. If June is dealing with that, no matter what's going on in my life, I can make the time to do those things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
So find those things. Find those things that are your priorities, whatever it takes for you, and get them in order and learn to manage you. And don't worry, I went back and finished the whole season because the show's great. But only after I accomplished all of my top priorities first.
And that brings me to the last point, which is you need to recognize that things are just going to take longer than 24 hours. I had a first sergeant back in the military, and in the Army, everything is a priority. Everything's a priority, which is impossible because not everything can be a priority. Not everything can be on line number one.
Brush your teeth, priority.
But everything's a priority, right?
Priority. Eat chow, priority.
So our first sergeant would just be like, all right, guys, we got things to do, but just know that things are going to be subject to change as they come down from higher. And I remember asking him, like, Top, if everything's a priority, then what do we do? He was like, some things just drop off the list for the next day, but if they're important enough, they'll come back on the list. So when if you're trying to build a business, if you're working at a job, either one are great. If you're managing your family, if you're trying to get in shape, whatever it is you're trying to do, some of these things are just going to take longer than 24 hours. It's important to note that
that's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to be like, it's okay. You got your top priorities done for the day. Now you can watch your show.
Before you even go to bed, ask yourself, like, what is the thing that I want to accomplish the next day? What's the most important thing? If it's health related, if it's business related, and go, okay, this is what I want to get done today. And then and strive for that. If it doesn't all get done that day, that's okay. At least you prioritized it and you got something in relation to it done. That's what's important. Molly hates when I say this, but like, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite.
I hate when you say that. Who wants to eat elephant? Not me.
I don't. I think the idea of it's terrible.
Disgusting.
But
what you're saying is that everything has a gestational period and things will take longer. So even if you've got all of your stuff perfectly together and you know what you want and you've got your priorities together and you've really been managing yourself, just know that sometimes things just take a little bit longer. So don't lose faith. Just keep striving to build that legacy that you're wanting to build.
Okay, so let's recap. As we've learned, 1, you don't manage time, you manage you. 2, you need to set a priorities list and execute. And then 3, some things just take longer than 24 hours.
So just keep going. But hey, I don't want this conversation to end, so why don't you join us over inside of the Mojo Insiders Room, because after all, that's where the best conversations go down.
And to get there, you need to go to coffeewithmojo.com. You need to subscribe to our email list and become an insider, and we will invite you into the VIP area.
Yeah, we're going to send you a special VIP video as soon as you click subscribe. And we'll also be keeping you up to date on the latest leadership development skills, online business building, insights, offers, and special events that we host throughout the year. So make sure you become a Mojo Insider.
So thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you again next week at Coffee with Mojo.
And until next time, keep striving to master your mind and live your legacy.
We should do like one of those things in the 80s where the camera's rolling and then they just go, oh, hi.
Oh, you're here. Welcome to our show. Be sure to watch every episode, subscribe, and tell all of your friends. Are you picturing tiny unicorns?
Because I am.